recipient, who will call the mic, is Marcella Villar. Marcella is a mother, a poet, and a dreamer. She was born in Villar, Chile, and currently resides in the U.S. She's contributed to the formation of several literary groups and workshops, offering numerous lectures on works in different academic institutions, libraries, and community and private organizations. Marcella is also published in various university literary magazines. The winner of our Distinguished Poet Award, Marcella Villar F.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. I really don't know what to say. I really expect this was a surprise for me. And it's very difficult for me when a publisher or a group of poets ask me for my biography or to talk about myself. Is very hard for me. It's easier to speak about poetry than myself. Poetry is sacred, and in antiquity it was a requirement for the prophets in many different religions to be poets, because they knew how to write, they knew how to read, and they wrote messages. They had hidden messages in itself, and that we call metaphor, poetic imagery. And we use it today when we write. There's a sacred origin in poetry, and then we are just instruments. We don't think, we don't sit and think, what am I going to write? Poetry comes to us and speaks, and we listen. And I would like to share a couple of poems I wrote today. Sacred. Poetry hides in between walls of silence, grows on soft hands caressing life. Poetry seems to speak loud against noise and indifference. Perhaps poets have trapped words in their cavity-filled mouth. Perhaps rivers cross along their eyes when horizons say new. Poets hold essences unique and sacred. Poetry has no limits. Today, lines woke up near the corridors of humanity. Lexicons inundated in ink, floating papers dressed in white. Words were born from the stories and myth, consecrated solitude. Today, in the quiet temples, poetry spoke. I want to share some poems that are very important for me, because I'm a defender of the waters and the oceans of the world. Murky, carrying disturbing rubbish from polluted hands. River still singing life, still running strong, but as insults given by bystanders on the shore is the vomit of our carelessness. Water drops. Calmness is sought by many on the top of mountains, but it rains inside our own eyes. We could see ourselves in the reflection of our own dreams as they carry us in subtle steps. Nothing is as complex as a drop of water. Yet many drown in lexicons of useless philosophies. Chants of never-ending fallacies satisfy their tables. However, we all hide in our own tears when they soak our mouth in sadness. When rain descends as a loving mantle over our own fragile skin, we recognize the force of love in each drop. It is love that cleanses, only love, and it's shaped in the form of water drops winning the womb, and as tears when life teaches us how to walk its roads. And, I wrote a poem for the Palestinian people. Chile has 500,000 Palestinians, the second country in the world that has more Palestinians than their own land. I am born in Chile, and the only thing I have in common with Pablo Neruda is that we were both born in the same country and we're terrible reading poetry. Sin. There is great sin in the hands of men. Sin in the hands with blood. Sin in hands of men with no face. A sin who speaks and says hate. A sin who speaks and says mine. And we speak from our own sin and we say nothing. And we speak from our own sin and we say silence. The voices are quiet when death passes by. The streets seem empty when death passes by. The buildings do not stand when death passes by. There is great sin in the hands of men. There is great sin in the hands of Israel. But God is watching, and before you know, O Israel, your arrogance will be turned into sorrow. This is a poem I wrote, and this is my last one. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I think poets, we have a responsibility with our voice, because there are many people without voice in the world. I wrote this last year for all women in the world. Shame. Is it that my small body fractures into pieces when the monsoon calls? Hopes float in my eyes, hidden under my childhood of sorrow, hungry for bread, salt, and justice. Lustful mouth, despicable teeth, harvesting through my virginal dreams. My body is mutilated, as is yours, with the chains of caste. India, wake up from the rape of your daughters. The empire is no more. Thank you very much.